Hey YouTube, what is up? How is everybody doing today? I hope your days are going good and your lives are going even better than that. We are gonna be jumping into some Vintersea with a song known as Befallen. I know nothing about this band. I was just searching through YouTube and going through the recommended shit, and this was on the list. I heard like a tiny bit just to see what it was like, maybe like 10 seconds max of the song, so we're just gonna jump into this and see how it goes, man. that was Vintersea. That was interesting. Like, her vocals were amazing and the band have a lot of talent, especially the drummer, but it sounded generic as fuck. In all honesty, it was just a mix between brutal death and mellow death, and there ain't really much more for me to say, to be honest. Her vocals are amazing. I would love to be able to go like that. Like, having such a talented voice and just making music like this just doesn't really suit the band. Like, obviously it's heavy and it's good. Like, it doesn't sound bad at all. It's just one of those bands that just sounds like everything else. Like, everyone's heard those bands that sound like every other band out there, and that's exactly what this band does. It's what a lot of these female-fronted bands do. And it's kind of annoying, man, when people with such talent just not putting as much effort into their music as they probably should. Because the whole point of making music, at least if you're going death metal or power metal or some kind of way, is to really, really diversify and to really, really go away from the generic bonds of death metal, because a million other bands have done that before you, so why would you even want to go that route? I don't know why they mixed in a little bit of melodeath into there, because for the most of the song it was mostly towards brutal death. Her voice is very much a brutal death voice, if you know what I mean. It's just dark and deep and just amazing. Even her higher screams were more like a black metal band, so I don't even know why the clean singer needed to be there, and I don't know why the melodeath needed to be there. I guess she was trying to diversify her voice a little bit, but like I said, there's a ton of bands that already do that, and already do that much better, with much more diversity, with much more uniqueness about them. Not that I hate the band, not that I wouldn't listen to them again, just that I don't see why they're different from everybody else to begin with. And they just sound like everything else to me. They just sound generic, and that's sad, because they're so talented in everything that they do. I don't know why they don't just switch it up a little bit more. Why don't they just improve? Maybe they did in different songs. Maybe they sound better. But in this specific song, it just sounds generic as all hell to me. It just sounds like a generic death metal song, and I don't really like listening to generic shit. I love bands that diversify. I love bands that are so unique, it just makes shit amazing. And you know, I'm not hating on any person in the band personally, I just didn't, like, I thought the song was good, I just didn't think it was unique enough to be, like, something that I would absolutely fall in love with. I could listen to this in like 10 other bands, if you know what I mean. Either way, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just in a weird mood, maybe it's just me, I have no fucking idea, but that's just my thoughts, my opinions, and all that good shit. Have a wonderful day, evening, or night, and I will catch you guys in the very next video. Until then, have an amazing day. Take it easy.